Hey friends, so I recently posted on social media, and I want to read for you what I posted and kind of summarize it, because I know for some of you, you actually prefer the whole video thing. So I might not read all of it, but I'm going to read a lot of it. So I want to start by telling you that I have recognized that I have created so much unnecessary suffering for myself in my life. Let me explain. This is about trust. Trust is an interesting thing. We trust different people for different things. And I think that that's a really good idea. The thing is, what I was doing is, as I would decide who I was going to hold closest in my heart and who I would trust, without them actually demonstrating that they are able to hold that place, or that they even want it for that matter. And with those people, I would share almost everything. I mean, my family, my friends, my fears, my hopes. The problem was I would expect the same from them in return. So there's two mistakes that I was making with what I just said. So number one is I didn't even give myself the opportunity to really see or to accept, because sometimes I would check and I would see that they weren't able to hold that space for me, or they weren't willing to give in return or able to give in return, yet I would keep trusting them. And this is a bad decision. People have to earn our trust. What I would do instead is I would give everybody 100%, and then from there they would either go down or they would maintain. And people that know me know that, because I used to say that. Everybody gets 100%. Everybody gets 100%. That is so crazy. What was I doing? I don't even know what I was thinking. That's terrible. Anyways, and the second thing is the whole expecting that they're going to do the same for me. And what I've come to realize is, and I mean truly realize, because I've always known this, but that is that people can only give what they have. They can't give what you don't have. I always say that. And they can't be sharing their family. They're not going to share their friends. They're not going to share their insecurities and their hopes if they're insecure in any way. And if they're insecure in any way, they wouldn't dare to share openly. I mean, what if they did and it went wrong for them? And I get that that has nothing to do with me and that's their stuff. But for some reason, I just thought that if I went first, they would too. And I know it's their stuff and it's not about me, but it sure does feel like it's about me. So another thing that I've come to realize recently too, in the last year, is because I've had some people that I've held pretty close to me that have completely abused that. They have hurt me beyond words. And I was sharing and being vulnerable, and somehow they were recognizing that vulnerability is a show of strength. I wasn't being vulnerable to be strong. I was being vulnerable because I needed help and I wanted support and so on and so forth. But they actually looked at my willingness to share so much as a sign of strength. And you know what? They're right. They're absolutely right. So nowadays, after literally feeling like I've had the shit kicked out of me over and over again, I've come to accept that the only constant in this particular dynamic that I've had around trust is me. The suffering I experienced isn't from lack of boundaries or not knowing who I am or what I want. It was quite simply because I expected that because I was all in a relationship, that they were too. People cannot give what they don't have. And I've come to accept that just because I want them to be that person, and I'm not talking about an intimate relationship or anything like that, although it's applicable there as well, but just because I want them to be that person doesn't mean that they're up to the task. And now that I've accepted this, it's really quite a relief. I know right now that there's a really good possibility that you've believed that you've got some people in your life that have taken advantage of you. Maybe they've let you down. And what I want to share with you, what I want to offer you is this. Stop letting them and just let them go. Stop trying to make them something that they're not. You see, that doesn't mean that you have got to let them out of your life completely. You just have to stop letting them get in so deeply. That's all. And if you do this, you're never going to let yourself down again, because you're not going to be creating expectations for other people that they can't live up to. And they might even surprise you, you know. So remember that expecting someone to be something that they are not is suffering. It's inflicting suffering on yourself. Let them go, and then use the space in your heart for someone who actually wants to be there and has earned that place. Peace to your heart, my friends. Have a great day.